So, initial thoughts on getting South Dakota?
Well, we knew it was a school that potentially could come to us. There's all kinds of speculation. Great program. Leanne's a good friend and a fantastic coach. They've got a local player that's Brittany Witt's best friend. That's one of their star players. Their right side hitter, I coached her younger sister, Amanda Lotion, but Elizabeth Lotion is Brittany Witt's best friend. And in fact, the Lotions are here in their South Dakota gear at our watch party. And we know, we've done some preliminary scouting on a lot of teams that we thought we might see, and South Dakota was one of them. We know they've got a stud outside, senior outside from Iowa that is really, really good, and then a middle that's a stud, and then Lotion from Omaha Marion, I think, are their three cogs, and they have good pieces all the way around, well coached. We're going to be in a dogfight.
Hosting for another year, is this kind of another feather in your program's cap of like, hey, Creighton's here to stay. This is going to start becoming an every year type thing, we hope.
We hope. Obviously that's what you're always trying to do as a program, but I don't know if I think each year is different and you approach to be the best that you can be. And, last year hosting was awesome and maybe a little bit stressful. So hopefully we can go and enjoy this and play our very best. And, hopefully all the teams will play well and, we'll let the chips fall. But, our hope is that we're putting our best volleyball out in the next week or two.
You and the players both mentioned the stress of last year. Was it the draw? Was it just the pressure of hosting? What was the pressure, the stress last year?
I think it was more, we got a tough draw, so that's one thing. But no, I think the pressure of being at home for the first time, I know the first match was really stressful to make sure that we were playing in the second match, things along those lines. I don't think I wore that well. I just feel I feel different this year. The opportunities isn't necessarily stressful. It's just great and it's expected. You get to a point that, we came in today feeling confident we were going to get to host, and, we've been preparing for that. And so hopefully we'll play our best. You never know. So, that's why you play the game.
Touched on after the win over the weekend, just how it was a great tune-up for this weekend. Just how did hosting the Big East Championship kind of prepare you guys?
Well, I think the advantage we have is we play in a championship atmosphere. You lose, you don't get to take a trophy home, and it wasn't a year that if we lost, we didn't get to make the tournament. But I still think there's a different pressure than a regular season game. And there's just an atmosphere even when they're doing announcements, it's not a home court, they're not playing your home court music, things along those lines. They have to make it neutral for the Big East Championship, which is going to be very similar to what the NCAA championships are like. Awesome that we got to play that at home as we come into playing at home again. So, all those things help us. But, it comes down to how do we perform on Friday and, if we get the opportunity to play on Saturday.
Obviously, in terms of getting yourselves ready from a volleyball perspective on just what you have to deal with in the gym and preparing for the opponent and all that, what do you think are some of your keys that you're going to be looking for this weekend in terms of trying to figure out if the team is ready or not this weekend?
Are you asking what I'm going to look for, how they perform?
The team's mindset in practice, how you want to see them practice, the type of practices you want to see.
Well, I think the benefit of this team is they've practiced well all season long. So I guess I picture them approaching this week like they've approached every week. And we'll approach this game, we'll scout the same way we scout every game. I think if you do a lot of different things, that disrupts a rhythm. So, we'll expect them to be locked in. We'll take tomorrow off, and by Tuesday we'll have a good idea of scouting reports, so we'll be able to talk about those things. And, I just think the greatest strength of this team is they come every day for practice and games.
I was talking to Angie earlier this year when we did that podcast, and she mentioned this team specifically feels like their best comes out when they're super serious and focused and locked in, and not as loosey-goosey as maybe some other teams in the past could be in those situations. In terms of using that, having the team be locked in, do you feel like if they're focused and you can see it, that you guys have a potential to make a deep run this year? Or is that just thinking too far ahead?
Well, I just think, I think we've got to focus on South Dakota at this point. And, we've got to, it's not about who we're playing on the other side. It's about being ready every opportunity that we're out there. And we need to, it is a team that they're better when they're focused as intense. Some teams I've had that if they're dancing on the floor, they perform better. And this isn't a team like that.
Can you touch touch on just everyone coming out here tonight, just the support of Creighton Volleyball to watch this selection show?
Yeah, that's been incredible to kind of see over the last few years, and really means a lot to the players and the coaches that our fans are, they're invested. They're coming to the games. They're coming to things like this. We're getting emails. We're getting letters. That's really awesome, and that they feel like the community is really behind them, and we'll hopefully have a packed house this weekend, and it's a huge part to our success, and we can't thank them enough.
Seeing your name on the screen wasn't the only thing you guys cheered for tonight. You also saw Marquette get a spot there. You get asked a lot about the Big East and trying to navigate it, and your expectations of going undefeated through it every year. And I guess people maybe sometimes might take it for granted, but to see Marquette get a chance to host this year, what is that? What goes through your mind when you see them pop up there and see two Big East teams hosting?
It's awesome. I mean, I was so stoked, and I thought they'd probably be a 16 seed if they snuck in. Right. So when I saw the 16, I didn't think they were going to host. So for them to get the 14th seed is incredible.
Your name up there, you knew you were in, but to see it up there?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know where we were going to be. There's so many guesses. Everybody has an idea of where we possibly could be, but seeing number 9 was great for us. Yeah, we were really excited.
Does this kind of put a stamp on the program? I mean, last year you were able to host. Does this really prove that Creighton's here to stay type thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're playing well, and I mean, we have to continue to do so in order to keep our name up there. But yeah, I mean, we fought hard for this.
Know anything about the opponent at all?
South Dakota. I'm from South Dakota, so that should be fun. But no, obviously we're going to do a lot of scouting. We're going to hit practice and do everything we can to prepare for them.
What did you, I don't know, learn about hosting last year? There's, I'm sure, a lot of excitement doing it for the first time. Is there anything you can take away from that experience to apply to now doing it again?
Yeah, I think last year it was such a big deal because it was brand new for our program. And I think it got hyped up so much that we weren't focused on. I mean, we were definitely focused, but it's a lot of pressure to host. And I think just realizing that anywhere we go, we could get sent somewhere and we'd have to play just as good as when we get to play at home. So, I mean, it's nice to be able to host, but wherever we have to go, and it's just nice to be at home.
When your 15 minutes were over yesterday after the match, what were you prepared for today?
I was prepared to go anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, we knew that our name was going to be up there because of the Big East Championship, but we did not know who we were going to be playing. We didn't know where we were going to be sent. I mean, they can do anything during this NCAA selection show, so we were excited.
Was there any, I guess, how much doubt in your mind crept in, I guess, when you tried to think about how much you guys have done this year and whether or not it was enough to earn another hosting bid?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I wasn't that focused on that just because we've had years where we host and we made it to the second round, and then years where we don't host and we made it even further. So where we play doesn't really matter. It's kind of how we play.
How do you feel this team's playing right now?
I'm very proud of our team. I think that we have some players that have just come from, like Jayla this weekend when there was an injury and she stepped in and she did so amazing. Naomi, she deserved all tournament team. There are so many more people on our team that deserve accolades, and they are just grinding through this season and playing so well, and I'm so proud of my team.
Is there a little added motivation that you're playing South Dakota then since you're from there?
Yeah, I guess I don't really know that much about them. But I mean, it's kind of fun being from South Dakota and getting to play South Dakota. My parents all went there, so it'll be fun.
Any extra sense of urgency being the last ride for the seniors and all that?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's always urgency. We always say gurgency. It's game-like urgency, but yeah, we want to win.
Did South Dakota recruit you at all, or did you take any visits there or anything like that?
I never did. No, I don't. No.
I don't know the geography. Did you grow up close there? Or
Vermillion is where USD is, and it's about 45 minutes from Sioux Falls.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Taryn.
Thanks.
How surprised were you to see everything you saw tonight in terms of the region you got, the teams that are coming, and then the seed that's in front of your name?
I mean, I've seen a lot of predictions, and I think they were pretty accurate, so it was still exciting. But I mean, we pretty much knew that we were going to be up there, so. Yeah.
You came in just without a doubt in your mind.
Yeah, I was like, there's a 99% chance we're hosting, so I'm excited. That's what it saw. I think it would have been more of a surprise to see that we weren't hosting.
What does it say about hosting a second year in a row? What does that say about where you guys have really taken this program?
Yeah. I mean, my freshman year, if we would have seen we were hosting, we would have been jumping up and down, just freaking out. And this year, it was just, it was kind of more expected for us because we really have had a great season. We've had some great wins, and we've just done a lot this year and over the past couple of years to be in a better position to know that we're going to host.
You haven't played South Dakota in your career, but you did play St. Mary's in Washington last year. Do you have any kind of recollection about maybe the style that they play, the matchup, how it presents itself to you?
I'm pretty sure we played South Dakota in a spring game last year. Seeing if Rob knows that, but I'm pretty sure we played. I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did because I remember. We were definitely at their place. We played them. So I know a little bit about them. And I don't know if it was last year that we played them in the spring. It might have been like 2 years ago. I don't know. But we don't know too much about them. I know their outside hitter, Haley Dotseth. I played with her for a couple years at club. She's amazing. But we know they have a great squad. They won their conference, and we're not going to overlook anyone. Obviously, they're a great team, and just like it's been the whole season, anyone can beat us on any given night if we're not prepared.
What did you, John asked Karen this, but just in terms of last year when you kind of had to assess why you didn't advance and things like that, and the pressure of hosting and having to deal with it, everything, I think everybody kind of assumed it would just be one giant advantage, and maybe it seemed like it was a little bit more of an emotional burden than expected. What did you guys take away from that whole experience, that whole weekend, that you can carry over to this year?
Yeah, I think for this year it's just going to be about making sure that our new girls are calm and just, despite all the pressure, that we're still an amazing team and we have an amazing amount of talent on this team, and we just have to do what we've been doing. And I think that being able to play at home this past weekend for the Big East tournament was super helpful for us to be able to get that feeling of playing at home in the postseason, because it is different. There is some tension, there's some nerves, so I think we got some of that out of the way this past weekend when we lost that first set against Marquette.
Did it surprise you, like, after you got done last year? It's like, oh, there was pressure, like, because you guys don't seem as a team that really is impacted by that too often, but like you said, it was there.
Yeah.
When did you get the sense of like, oh yeah, that was a factor, and if we have it to do over again, we have to at least be ready for it.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this last week. Actually, we have to treat it like it's an away game. Like if it was an away game, we'd be in our hotel room by 8 p.m. You're not having friends over, you're not staying up late, you're not watching TV till midnight. Not that anyone did,
right.
But just treating it like an away game where there's no distractions, and just making sure that the only thing we're thinking about is the game.
You mentioned the younger players, and Taryn touched on them, their development this year. I mean, you and Taryn are proven commodities, but when it comes to the younger players, how key has their development been? How key will it be moving forward in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, our young players and our new players, they're doing a lot for our team, as you've seen this entire season. So we just want to help them out and do everything we can to make sure that this is the most enjoyable experience possible for them and not too stressful. This is the time when we get to have fun and when we get to show how hard we've worked all season. So really, we just want them to enjoy it.
Where's your level of excitement at for this essentially your last tournament of your volleyball career, I guess, college career, I should say, but just where are you at in terms of being comfortable with just the goal left at hand of getting as far as you possibly can before it's over?
Yeah, I mean, we're just the same as always. I'm just taking it one game at a time. That's all I can do right now. Just controlling what I can control, and hoping to make a really far run. I really think we can this year.
You've kind of touched on this a little bit, but what will you tell your teammates, especially the younger ones, over the next couple of days? Because they are going to be really excited, I'm sure, just gauging from their personalities.
Yeah.
What will you tell them as they try to get ready for this one?
I'm going to tell them that we just got a dang good draw, and we should be so happy about this. We're in a really good place right now, and we just have to play our game. It's literally the same as it's been all season. We just need to show up, prepare the way we've been preparing, and do exactly what we've been doing.
Cool. Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
Jaylee.
Jaylee.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.